Okay, I already did. Okay, but yours is more important. A 21-point comeback in Big D. Are the Rams the only team that's elite? Baker goes down. Is there optimism in Falcon Town? The Colts get outplayed by the Chiefs, kind of like James Bond playing cards with Lashif. Shador shines as the Raiders get it in the behind 10 times. Next on Around the Couch. Welcome back, everyone, to Around the Couch, an NFL podcast brought to you by the DVR Podcasting Network. We're here to talk what happened in week 12 a bit and focus on week 13. We do our picks, we talk about hot button issues, cold button issues, all the issues. And remember, if you like us, you can go to dvrpodcast.com. And that's where you can find all the pods we do. Right now, we're covering Mayor of Kingstown, the Paramount Plus show with Jeremy Renner and Hugh Dillon. And me, Ando, and Axel are covering that. And there might be something in the work for a Stranger Things pod percolating as that drops on Netflix. And they're going to drop like 3 or 4 episodes then at Christmas and New Year's. So
I
it's
think
like,
it went live like an hour ago, so it's available. The first
oh,
episodes are
wow.
available
So
right
that's where
now.
everyone's at. So we are not recording live on YouTube this week because our good friend and our confidant and our leader, Axel, is not with us. He's in the midst of a Stranger Things marathon while figuring out which Jet jersey to wear while he watches. You
Well,
heard
being a
Ando.
Jets fan is the same as being in the Upside Down pretty much all the time, anyways, I
Pretty
think.
much,
So,
pretty much. Okay. That voice is Ando. Live from the Sun Bowl is Brett. And remember, if you really like us, if you like us, go to dvrpodcast.com. If you really, really like us, become a patron. And for a couple bucks a month, you can get ad-free pods because we have ads in them now. So you get ad-free exclusive pods, pods before anyone else, everything we cover, every single thing. So go to patreon.com/DVR and become a patron. And we want to thank the new patrons. I don't have the list in front of me because producer Axel didn't send me a paper airplane with the info. So we want to thank you, and Axel will be thanking you next time. But seriously, thank you so much. All right, Brett, Ando, Brett, we'll start with you. You're in between plays at the Sun Bowl. How you doing?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. I'm enjoying the NFL season so far, and we're on the home stretch here with going into week 13, officially the last third of the regular season.
Oh, Ando, why does it go by so fast? This,
I don't know. After this last weekend, I was kind of hoping it went by even faster because this last weekend was so damn rough. But
yeah, yeah.
it
you
is
know,
crazy. It seems like we were only in Portland week one like a couple weeks ago, and it's what, three
Hmm.
months now it's been? So it doesn't seem like it's been that
oh my
long.
God, has it been 3 months already?
Or 2 months,
Jeez,
maybe. I can't count.
Oh,
Almost three
you
almost
know,
months.
three. Yeah.
Yeah.
almost three. Hey, just think 9 more months. We'll be back
Let's
in
do.
Portland.
I'm gonna go tell my wife that right now. She'll be thrilled.
Yeah, you got to start negotiating in late August.
Yes.
All right, all right, gents. Let's hop into the red zone.
Red zone.
To the red zone. So there were interesting games this weekend. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, the tale of two halves in the Eagles Cowboys game, but we'll get to that. Um, but a couple of games I want to bring up, and then just feel free to bring random stuff. We're going to go random red zone. So we're just going to randomly talk about some stuff now. That Texans Bills game, I know it was bet last Thursday. Texans won 23-19. I didn't realize the Texans had 8 sacks in that game. And one of the things that this brought me up, I've been talking all year. We all been talking, but I've been harping on, do we have elite defenses? I mean, there just doesn't seem, it seems like every defense is flawed and just not happening, creating turnover. But now it's like, even like the Cleveland defense, granted against the Raiders, but like this Texans and Broncos defense, I don't want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah,
They do.
the Texans defense. I mean,
Well,
the Texans defense has been awesome all year. Even when they started slow, they were only giving up nine
Right.
or 10 points a game. It's just now their offense is finally starting to play well. And they've got two of the best pass rushers in the league with Will Anderson and Everson Griffin. I mean, those guys can get to the quarterback so often. And I mean, Griffin, a former Viking, so I've been paying attention to them because I loved
Oh
him. He was a
yeah,
great player
that's
for us
right.
too. So I'm happy that he's doing well. And that game on Thursday was crazy. They were dominant. I mean, you're right. They're going to be scary to play.
If they make the playoffs, Brett,
Well, yeah,
right?
if they make it.
They could.
I think they will. Yeah, I think they'll get in, and they're one of those teams no one's really thinking about, kind of flying under the radar, playing better and better as the season's going on defensively and offensively, really. So yeah, watch out for the Texans.
Davis Mills 3-0. I mean, Wally Pipp. Are
Just
we?
like we
Are
all
we?
thought was going to happen, right?
I mean, the thing is about Davis Mills, he was like the top rated like high school star, and then
Hmm.
he got hurt. I think at Stanford or wherever he went, and he battled injuries. Because I remember them talking about on draft day, oh, this he was top prospect, and so he's probably got it in him.
Yeah, he's got
Um,
the pedigree's there for
yeah,
sure.
but this is what like Cooper Rush did it a few years ago. We've had plenty of backup quarterbacks. Maybe Scott Mitchell, I don't know, because then he got his big contract with Detroit when he was with Miami. But
Yeah.
like, getting these types of backups in because that can help you win a few games while your star quarterback's out. And it's
Hmm.
so important. And I remember, again, Axel, he's not here, but I'm bringing back the Cowboys. The second year that Jimmy Johnson was coach, the Cowboys and Brett might remember this. So I believe they were 6-8, and they won their last two games, they would have made the playoffs, something like that, because it was like it was, and Aikman went down. And who did the Cowboys have as their backup? Anyone? Bueller?
Steve
Babe
Walsh?
Laufenberg.
Oh,
No, Steve
Laufenberg.
Walsh had already been traded.
Okay.
Babe Laufenberg. And it was awful. And Emmitt Smith, I mean, they're playing 8-9 in the box. And we end up losing to the Eagles and the Falcons to end the year in 1990. And I remember that. So the next year, Jerry went out and got Steve Berline in a trade, I think with the Raiders. And
Hmm.
then he actually had to take over, got us to the playoffs, and started um, beat the Bears, and then in the NFC divisional started against the Lions, but then that was the Eric Kramer show where they just. But what I'm trying to say is backup quarterbacks are key. I mean, especially if you have a good team, like remember the one year the Patriots, Matt Castle, Brady went down. They were like 11-5, but they missed the playoffs because it was such a competitive year. Um, Brett, do you feel that Kirk Cousins could um, lead the Falcons to a division championship? My long-winded way of getting to Kirk
Oh,
Cousins.
well, a division championship? No. I could see him playing better than he did last year if he were actually injured last year, which it seems like he was lying about that. So he could be healthier this year. He played a hell of a lot better last week than he did against the Dolphins a few weeks back. Um, so yeah, I could see the Falcons winning a couple of games that no one expected them to. I still think they're too far out of the playoff race, though. I mean, it would have to, Carolina and Tampa Bay, I think, would both just have to like stop winning.
Yeah, they're two.
So
Are they 2 games back?
I think they're
I
three
Technically.
think
back of
they're
Tampa.
Oh, is
Tampa's
it
6 and
3?
5. Yep, and Atlanta's 3 and 8.
so
Oh,
Or
I
that's
oh no,
thought they
wait a
were four
three.
second.
and
Four and
seven. They're
seven.
4-7.
Sorry, I was looking at Arizona.
Yeah,
I got
two.
ARINATL confused on my
We are
list.
two behind the Bucks with one more game with them down in Tampa, a Thursday night game. Um, but I'm still thinking they're out of it. I'm okay with them being on their scratch off list.
I know if someone else that was here might want to put them, who's not here, wanted to put them back. And I was
Oh,
kind of
really?
leaning towards, I was thinking like the Falcons aren't over, but then I think Baker's news isn't like out for the year. He might miss a little time, if not, if any. So I guess it wasn't the MRI came back kind of clean. So that might have. I mean, if Baker was out for the year and you got Teddy Bridgewater, um, put the Falcons back on the list. Then
Yeah.
because hey, we've seen this crap happen before.
Well,
Um,
and looking at Atlanta's schedule, I mean, it's not tough, but it's also not easy. I mean, you got the Jets and the Cardinals and the Saints, but you also have the Rams, the Bucks, and the Seahawks. So
mm,
that's three winnable games and three games that are going to be
yeah,
difficult.
that's the
They'd have to be perfect to get in, I think.
what's their last game of the season? Is that Seahawks?
Saints.
Oh, oh, so I was gonna say if they were playing the Seahawks, maybe they already clinched and don't have, but they're
But
playing the
they
freaking
got the Rams
Saints.
on the in week 17. So I mean, it's possible the Rams could be resting guys by that point. But
Possible, unless the one number one depends on that number one seed right now, because they're looking number one seed, the Rams,
yeah,
because they look amazing. I mean, they just crushed the Bucks. Stafford for MVP. I remember I was like last week or the week before, I'm going to give it to Jonathan Taylor. No, no, I'm changing I'm with Brett now. Matthew Stafford is the MVP right now.
yeah,
Um, this team scares me not only because they remember guys in preseason. Oh, Matthew Stafford's back. He may call it a career, and now he's MVP. That's that's a preview. That's in that envelope of
yeah.
surprises,
Oh,
Oh,
like
that's
what will
right.
okay,
happen that
That's
nice.
right.
I'm gonna bust
Yes.
out. Um,
Yeah, he looks. I mean, this is as good as he's ever looked, which is crazy because he's had some awesome years.
I know.
I
Super
mean,
Bowl MVP, right? And that was like
2020.
he was old back then, and that was like five
I
years
know,
ago.
right?
well, and
And
I mean,
oh,
think
he's a
about all those
Georgia guy,
awesome
isn't
years he
he?
had
He's a
with Calvin
Georgia.
Johnson, and that seems like a lifetime ago when he was with
Yeah.
Megatron. And I mean, he's turning himself into a first ballot Hall of Famer at this point. And I didn't think we were there 3, 4 years ago, but I think we are getting close to it
No,
now.
I think that Super Bowl win really. I mean, coming to the Rams, he would
Yeah,
have been in the conversation, but not likely. He would have had the stats, but we're reaching that era now. Like, how do we
yeah,
value stats because of more
yeah.
passing
The way the
and
game has
everything?
changed. Yeah,
The when the game has changed. But I think winning the Super Bowl and then if he could take him to another Super Bowl, it's like a lock.
yeah.
Because I always wonder, like I know Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer. How long did he actually was elite, Kurt Warner? Was it was it long? I mean, was it
It
what,
wasn't
99,
super long. I don't
2001,
think.
3? I guess you know what I think did it? Because he went to the
The
Giants was
Cardinals.
awful. It was
Yeah,
the Cardinals, bringing
yeah.
the Cardinals to the Super
That run with the
Bowl.
Cardinals, I think, is what put him over
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
So what 10, 8 to 10 years maybe, but he like came in on fire. Like he
Yep.
Yeah,
didn't
oh, I
have
know.
that.
Remember
He
that?
wasn't, yeah.
Bagging
So it was like
groceries, Arena League,
Yeah, when he
you
came in
know.
from the Arena League and just lit the world on
And
fire right
Chuck
away.
played him in a movie.
Yes. I still haven't seen that movie,
I
but
haven't seen it
yes.
either. I want to watch it because I like Charles Bartowski.
Yes.
Um, what was his name? Zach Efron? No, what the heck is
Um,
the actor's name?
Zach, he played Shazam, right?
Yeah,
Um, I can't remember
Brett.
what his I
I'm
can't
not
remember what his
sure.
name is. I can
Zach.
see his face. I can't remember what his
Oh,
name is.
I love him. Oh, throwing a blank. It's been a long week. It's trying to do work in 3 days of
Zach
five
Levi.
days. Zach Levi. Come on, Brett. He's probably at the Sun Bowl watching you live on YouTube. Um,
I
but
have a
if
lot of
I
faith.
we're not like we're technically not live on YouTube, but if you're hearing this, we do post the videos of the pods up there, so you can still go to YouTube and watch us idiots.
it's not like
Um,
two of us on here host a film podcast solo. Why would we know anything about who's in movies?
yes, seriously. Well, do we really? I mean, if we
Well,
write
that's
them
a good
down,
that's a
if we
good
write them
point.
down, would technically, Anyway, all
That's a
right,
very
guys,
good
moving
point.
on. This is a team that kind of intrigues me. So the Bears beat the Steelers 31-28. And I gotta say, Caleb Williams, the way he's been escaping and extending plays, he's like, I know the Bears haven't played the greatest opponents in the world, but but that's half the freaking league is not that good. So it's tough to, you know, but do you guys think that, we have a big game week. I'm wearing my Jim McMahon jersey because I am excited about the Bears. Uh, my all-time
Nice.
favorite Bear.
Oh, last
Um,
week, just because you're saying the Jim McMahon thing. Last week, when you asked the question about which jerseys you would wear,
mhm.
when our friend Jeff was listening to it, he texted me, and Jim McMahon was his answer for the Bears.
Nice, Jeff.
I can't remember who he said for the Steelers, but I remember it was Jim McMahon for sure.
See, I like Jeff more and more. Guy, I mean, I think a lot of your close buddies I like. We'd be
Yeah,
hanging
oh
out if
yeah.
I was in
They're
Minnesota.
good. I don't hang out with assholes. Present company
Oh, you sure?
excluded.
If you put me and Axel together, we're one. I think he would like that joke. He's
Yeah,
probably
oh, he would love
it's
it.
like he's listening to Axel's watching Stranger Things with his family and he's listening to the pod at the same time.
Well, he can't. We're not live tonight, remember?
Oh, that's right. I always think we're live. Axel has access. I mean, Joe Bear has cameras in all of Axel's bathrooms. I have access to certain things. I know you guys too. So what do you guys think? Do you think this Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, do you think the Bears are a team on the rise or fool's gold?
Oh no, I've been
Go
behind the
ahead.
Bears most of the season.
That's
I just
true.
thought before the season I had them squeaking into the playoffs because I thought Caleb Williams was going to take the next step and they were going to be good enough and like in the middle of the pack of the conference to get in. Well, it seems that's what's happening. Caleb Williams, I think, has taken kind of the next step, and they've won a lot of really close games, late fourth quarter, weird stuff, but
But that's how
they also
that's
beat.
how
They also
Washington won last year. They remind me of
right,
Washington from last year, where they were on the other end of those close games and such. And so they're
yeah.
winning those games now.
So and they did beat the Cowboys by like
Yeah.
what 17 or something.
But
So
but wait a second. See, yes, they did. But CeeDee
okay,
Lamb got hurt early in that game, and we still had fifth string defensive backs. Just to defend I don't defend my Cowboys at all. But no, the Bears took it to the Cowboys that day. I watched
yeah.
that game with four Bear fans, my buddies. So that was fun. No, they were actually really respectful. I think that probably 20 years ago I probably would have been kicked out at halftime, but
Okay, I'm still last week when we made our picks and I picked that game and I ranted about the Bears because the Bears are not the Redskins or the Commanders from last year. They are the Vikings from 2022. Their point differential is still -3. And it's not that they're winning close games, it's the close games that they're winning. They beat Vegas by 1 point. They beat Washington by 1 point. They beat the Bengals by 5 points. They beat the Giants by 4 points. They beat the Vikings by 2 points. They've
you're
played
right. They're like the Vikings more
they
than
have
the
played they
frickin'
have played three
Washington.
good what I would call good to great teams. Detroit, where they lost by 30 points, 31 points. Dallas, which they won, but like you said, a lot of injuries on the team in Dallas they play them. Baltimore killed them by 14. I mean, and that game wasn't as close as the final score. They lost by 14 to Baltimore about a month ago in the middle of Baltimore's big winning streak. I think the Bears are fool's gold. I really do. Yes, they're going to get into the playoffs, but and they have what do I have it here in my notes? They have the second hardest schedule the rest of the way. The only team that has a harder schedule is my Minnesota Vikings. Well, so I think
Oh
it's safe
crap.
to add the Vikings to the cross-off list at this point, but the Bears, well, I mean, we're going to see what the Bears are made of because Philadelphia, Green Bay, San Francisco, Detroit. They also have Cleveland in
Mm,
there, which is a tough defense. I do like Caleb Williams. I've always liked him. Even last year, I was like, he's going to be good. And he has improved. There's no question about it, but I still don't think the Bears are the team until like if they go in and into Philly and win by 2 touchdowns, I will change my stance on next week's podcast. But I still
right.
don't think the Bears are there. That's my opinion on them.
Oh, Ando coming in hot. I said hot button items. And yeah, I because I picked the Bears last year to make the playoffs, or at least, yeah. Of course, Jordan Love got hurt, and we did our picks after the Brazil game, so I cheated and I got burned for it. Um, so I guess I was a little more sorry. I mean, and this brings me to my next things, guys. I mean, the Rams right now are probably, I would say, as of week going into week 13, probably the best team right now. And then after that, I mean, the Broncos and Patriots are weird because you got young quarterbacks with amazing defenses. It's really going to depend on matchups and where they're playing their games. If like Denver and New England have home field, I think that will be strength for them. Um, I just think the Rams could go in anywhere and win.
Is it weird that I
Um,
think the second best team right now is Baltimore?
yeah, yeah, because I haven't liked how they played.
the last month and a half or so, I mean, yeah, they struggled to turn it on against the Jets, but they've been freaking good since that slow start.
No, you're definitely right.
In the
Brett,
AFC,
what
I
do
don't
you
know.
think? What do you think of Atlanta Falcons' own Lamar Jackson? Oh wait, they didn't sign.
I like Baltimore. I like them to probably win that division. I still think they're kind of mediocre on defense, and they're gonna still win a lot of games because of Lamar. But they're not like a. I don't think they're gonna like run away with the rest of the schedule. I think they'll probably win the division at like 9-8 or 10-7.
But you got my attention, Ando, because it is Lamar. And say what you want about Harbaugh, he's led that team to the promised land. Um, this team, because I guess it's because the allure of the Ravens was always that defense, and that's why it's kind of changed. But if Henry, I almost said Derek Henley, was he a
Yeah,
basketball player?
yeah.
That's something. Derek Henry, like he's been very quiet. And that's the one thing, like with the Eagles. I know there's a lot of turmoil and there's weird shit going on in Philly. Let me tell you, and we'll get to that
Hmm.
next. But I'm just wondering that are they saving Derrick Henry for a stretch run now? Or like Barkley is, I think he's hurt. He might be just, or they're saving him. Because everything goes back to me to that Colts run that one time when had an awful defense. They were the wild card and they went on the run. It was the Jerome Bettis fumble? Remember that?
Hmm.
That might have been that. I don't know if that was the same year. I can't remember. No, that might have been the year the Steelers beat the Colts. Anyway, and the Giants jumping into the playoffs and then going on their run with their pass rush. I can't get a hold on this NFL right now with these teams. I really can't. It's tough.
I still kind of like the Colts. I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs, but I mean, they have been even in the games that they've managed to lose late. Um, they've been in the game, So
Yeah. They
I would.
remind me of the Vikings too. Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. I think that's more, maybe not the scores, like the
Oh,
hard
the
data.
Vikings from last year. The
Yeah.
year I was talking about the Vikings being the frauds was the year with Cousins
Oh,
when
the
they
Kirk
went
Cousins
the
year.
year they
Oh,
beat
okay.
Buffalo, they
Okay.
beat the Bills and on the road and all that the
For
crazy
some reason, I'm
Jefferson
thinking that
catch.
was last year, but
No,
it's
last year
not.
they were a lot
That
more
was the,
dominant last year
yeah,
before they
okay.
got knocked out.
Okay. I think for me, yeah, it's just the Daniel Jones has done nothing, Sam Darnold has done nothing, then all of a sudden they're in a
So
good
here,
situation.
this is the question I have too about that AFC. Take the top three seeds, the Colts, the Broncos, and the Pats. Which of those three quarterbacks do you guys trust the most?
Jesus. Why do you have to ask that and on a football
I
podcast?
know my answer right away. Mine is Drake May without a question because the eye test, he looks by far the best of those three, I think.
So we got May. Who are the teams again? Oh, May,
May, Bo Nix,
Bo Nix.
and Danny Jones.
Hmm.
You're asking me who I trust the most is probably Daniel Jones. I don't think he's necessarily going
Trust
to.
to lose or trust
No,
in
well, because he's been there before.
and he has
So
won a
I kind
playoff
of I
game.
kind of see him. He's
So
been
against
and
my
he's playing a lot better
Vikings.
this year. I can see him more composed in a playoff game,
Hmm.
but he's not as talented as those other guys. So he's probably going to lose to one of those other guys. But I'd still kind of trust him more than those other guys.
And he's got the advantage of a great running attack too, which helps.
And I'm I'm gonna figure out my answer, but I'm gonna go through it real quick. Broncos, Bo Nix, I'm not completely, but he does have Sean Payton to guide him. And he's capable of only needing like five or six big plays,
Hmm.
and the defense does its thing. Daniel Jones, I know it's still Daniel Jones, but he has won a playoff game, and like you said, he has Jonathan Taylor. And if they get home field, Drake May, we haven't seen him play a playoff game, but he's got it. You can tell. And I don't think the moment will be too big for him in a playoff game. So that's a tough question. I'm gonna go Bo Nix because of Sean Payton is the I'm
Well,
gonna go
and
Bo Nix
the
right now,
crazy
and
thing about
I'm not loving it because I'm a Drake May guy.
that's the thing. That's the crazy thing about Knicks is he can look so bad, and then I mean, in a lot of ways, he is like a better version of JJ McCarthy right now, where he can look so bad for 3.5 quarters, and then all of a sudden have like 4 or 5 drives. That you're like, holy shit, this guy's going to be the next big
Yeah.
thing. and
Yeah.
he's so inconsistent. But I still like Nick's too. I mean, I like all three. I think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback too. But to me, it's May as
Yeah.
the guy just because, like I say, he has it. Like you say, I
I'm
can't
not going
even
to
describe
say
it.
he's going to be as good as Tom Brady. His just stature, he just reminds me of him, like early Brady. We don't know where he's going to go. I mean, it's going to be hard to win that many Super Bowls. To, I mean,
Just
you
stay
know,
healthy that long for crying out loud.
I mean, crying out loud, yeah. But May's got that look. Like I just love the way he stays in the pocket and fires it into a small window. I was very impressed with that, and I loved it. And the kid's got a good head on his shoulders. We talked about this,
Hmm.
just his loyalty, and so it's hard not to root for the kid. Um,
I mean, he had an opportunity to move to leave North Carolina, and
that's
he
right.
wanted to
Yeah,
stay. And so, yeah, definitely some loyalty there. And I think that was still in like the early NIL where he probably could have made some money by moving. But
like
yeah,
yeah. I think Drake maybe is now Drake May. Um, Miles Garrett continues to sack. It's just a shame he's going to waste in Cleveland. Last thing I want to talk about, and if you guys want to bring something up, or we can move on to the picks and add some more thoughts. This Shador Sanders. I know he beat the Raiders, but like he got the win with Cleveland. Now, of course, the hype train, Willie Beeman, any given Sunday stuff's going on right
Yes.
now. Um, I don't know. He needs reps, and if his name wasn't Sanders, would he have gotten drafted higher? Would he be if would he been cut if he wasn't? It's like there's so many different factors. And I hope the kid makes his own road
Yeah.
and works hard. And if he does well, I'm rooting for him. As much as Dion can be Dion. He was a cowboy. I have to. He brought
And
me
you
a
know what?
Super Bowl.
Unless I've missed it, and I'm sure the media would inform me if I had, Dion really hasn't said it much about Shooter at all, has he? Has he been in the news about
I,
it at all?
I had
I
I
haven't heard
haven't.
any of it.
Not
If he
like
has.
Lamar Ball's dad.
Yeah. So I mean,
Um,
I criticize Dion more than just about anybody, and I gotta give it at least he's letting the kid make his own way here. At least it
You know what
appears
Brett's
to.
about to say? Well, if Colorado was in the playoff, he'd be talking more.
Well, that's true.
well, he also is having some medical issues lately,
Yeah,
I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
that's
so
right.
too, so that he may be preoccupied. Um,
But it's
I think I
best.
did
It's best
hear an
for him.
interview that he did talk about it, but like he's not making a big deal about it all over the place.
He's not
Yeah,
going
he's
on
not having
Stephen A.
press
Smith
conferences.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
My thing with him is I want to see what he does against a team not named the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's
Yeah,
see
I
what he
know.
does this week, and then that's gonna because the Raiders
Yeah.
are it's such a shit show right
They
now that
how awful are they? I didn't think they'd be this awful.
it's
Gino is like he's not Gino. He's Gino from 90 Day
Yeah.
Fiance. That's what he's playing like.
He's he's not Gino.
it's oh
Yeah.
man, it's so and Pete
And
Carroll's not Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll's like, why'd I do this?
Yeah, it's like there was something. What was it? He never Pete Carroll never. I don't have it in front of me, but he when he was with Seattle, he never fired a coordinator during the season. He's
Right. I
fired
heard that.
three of
Yeah.
them in the last 2 weeks or something
Yeah.
like
Chip
that.
Kelly,
Yes.
Brett's boy, Chip Kelly.
So, oh God, yeah, they're so
That's
yeah.
an interesting fella, Chip Kelly.
We'll see it. We'll see what Shooter. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what he can do because I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I would rather have a good quarterback than just a. I mean, if he can back it up, more power to the guy.
Hey, Cleveland needs some. They got
Yeah.
the curse of Deshaun Watson
Oh
right now.
God.
Well, they've
Yeah.
had the curse of whatever for a long time, but the Deshaun Watson thing, jeez.
Yes. So
Do the
if
stand-up thing that Anthony Rendon's going to do, collect a buyout instead of giving
af-
the money back.
after sitting on the bench on the IR for what 3 years and have 20 at bats and make $1 million in at bat.
Yeah, it's like, really? You buy out? I would just say, I'm going to retire to keep the money.
Ugh.
Keep that last year. But it is like freaking 40 million bucks, so how can you say no to that?
How can it's like
All
Brian
right.
Kelly? He's going to get the $55 million. They just confirmed it tonight on his buyout. Insane.
You might as well get a coaching job, get fired, and to get
Yeah.
no.
Then you
Well,
can
it's
retire.
also people have to write these contracts before the coaches sign off on them. So that, I
Yeah,
mean, what are you doing,
yeah.
LSU? That's on you,
Yeah.
really.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not blaming Kelly at all.
No, collect your money, pal.
Take it.
You know, but he was just. Oh, I was thinking of what's the guy George something who lied on his resume, the Georgia Tech coach. He's going to go coach at Notre
Oh,
Dame.
George
yeah,
O'Leary.
Georgia
O'Leary. Yeah, he coached
O'Leary.
here for a while,
Yeah,
was a line coach here for a while. Yeah.
yeah. So, all right,
Well,
let's move
before you know what,
before we
before we
move out of
move
the red
on,
zone. Okay, go for it.
since Axel's not here, I did this last time. It was the three of us. I've got some trivia.
Oh, I love when Axel's not here. Just kidding, Axel. Just kidding, Axel. Extra,
Okay.
extra, late edition.
Okay. First up, Jackson Smith and Jigba has 47% of the receiving yards for the Seahawks this season. If that keeps up, it will be the fifth highest percentage of all time of one player having a percentage of yardage, and the most since any player since 1975. The highest person to have, or excuse me, the highest percentage of any receiver to have of yardage leading their. God, I'm messing this up bad.
It's okay. You're in the Northern Lights, Andy.
The
Relax.
highest percentage of
Keep going.
receiving yards during the regular season of a player who went on to win a Super Bowl is 42.8%. And Smith and Jigba's at 47 right now. Who was that receiver at 42.8%? That won, he had 40, almost 43% of his team's receiving yards and won a Super Bowl.
See, I had my answers prepared for just receivers who have gotten it, but then now that to win a Super Bowl, so Sterling Sharp and Calvin Johnson did not win Super Bowl.
No, they
So,
did not.
oh, Brett, he's struggling over there in the Sun Bowl. Poor Brett. What's going on over
Technical
there?
technical issues.
Yeah, he's disappearing. He's getting in fights with fans. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, that's a tough one. So a receiver with that would dominate because I'm not going to say and I'm just talking out there for the podcast. This is not my answer, but like a Jerry Rice had like a John Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
And
think
Brent
of.
Jones, and yeah, they was spread around quite a bit.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say Michael Irvin. It's not right. I know.
Mm, yeah,
You
is
know
it
what?
like
I'll
Randy Moss on the Patriots or something weird
Yeah, he
like
didn't
that?
win though. He didn't
he
win the
never won a
Super
He
Super
didn't
Bowl.
Bowl.
win? Huh, okay.
That's why he was gonna be one of my guesses too. Um,
I'll spare you, Brett, because Michael Irvin is the correct answer.
oh, it
Okay, thank
is
you.
Yes.
Nice.
the
That was a good guess.
playmaker. I
Yep.
got it right.
1996. Yes. Christian McCaffrey currently leads the league in catches with 81. Who was the last running back to lead the league in receptions?
Oh, I know this.
And side note, CMC also leads the league in carries. He leads the league in
Wow.
carries and receptions
Jeez.
right
And
now.
he's not hurt.
Yeah.
He had a calf in the preseason. Like,
He must be half
Marshall
robot.
Falk.
No. That's a good guess, though.
did nothing with Super Bowl, just leads the league
Nope.
in
Just
catches.
led the league in receptions for the season.
Why do I want to say a Chargers running back?
I don't know.
Oh,
Why do you want to
Ladainian
say a
Tomlinson.
Chargers running back?
No, not Tomlinson. What's that? The guy that's on Washington who got hurt. Didn't he lead the league in receptions? Or nah, probably not.
Um,
Not
the last one was another San Francisco running back, Roger Craig.
Roger Craig. Damn it, that was my second guess.
Nice.
I don't know why I was thinking Aaron, whatever his name is, Eckler. I
Oh,
don't know
Austin
why.
Eckler.
Austin
Eckler had a
Eckler.
lot, and I thought Sproles had a lot one year too. I
Oh
think, but
yeah, Sproles, but not
or
lead the
I thought
team.
Ricky
Yeah.
Waters had a ton a couple times,
You know
and
what?
there's a bunch
Roger
of guys.
Craig, I thought was too easy.
Yeah, I was surprised it had been that long because I thought Thurman
Well, you
Thomas
got
maybe. There's a lot of those
that's
guys.
true, Thurman. Well, Marshall Falks are great, but
Falk,
because
yeah.
they had Bruce and Holt and the crew,
Hmm.
that was. But that's why I was thinking 80s to 90s because that's where I felt like that could happen. You know, 'Cause nowadays not so much.
Okay, this season only two players have had back-to-back games with 10 catches and 100, 10 or more catches and 100 or more yards. Who are they?
That
This
say that
season,
again.
only two players have had back-to-back games where they had 10 or more catches and 100 plus yards
Hmm.
receiving.
Puka Nakua, one of them.
Puka is one of them.
Okay.
Drake London.
Nope.
Smith and Jigba.
New
The other
Arizona
one.
Cardinals phenom, Michael Wilson. He did it this last week. The last two
Mr.
weeks
Wilson.
after Harrison got out with his appendectomy, he's the guy
Michael
who stepped
Wilson.
in and he's had 2 games in a row of 10 plus catches and 100 plus yards.
See,
Wow.
that's sad. I don't pay attention to the Cardinals at all. I knew Greg Dortch had good fantasy numbers. That's about it because he was a
Yeah.
free agent in my dynasty
Well,
league.
and
But
like 2 weeks ago when what's his name set the receptions record. So somebody they had like 400 plus yards. Somebody had to be catching all those passes with Harrison
yeah,
out.
that's a good point.
So, okay. The last question. Myles Garrett now has 3 or more sacks in 3 games this season. Only one player has had more 3+ sack games in a single season. Who was it?
Neil Smith. I'm sorry, Derek Brooks is what I meant to say, but no, it's not.
Strahan,
Lawrence Taylor.
Ah, God, that was see,
of
Andy's
course.
tricking us with the obvious.
That's
That
Garrett
was the
also.
first name that came into my head, and then I don't know why, and then I got cute.
Garrett also
Sons of
has 18
bitches.
sacks this season, which is tied for 32nd all time. But he only needs 5, and he's got 6 games left, 5 to break the all-time record. So he's at 32nd for all-time single season right now with 5 games to go, or 6 games to go.
Wow,
He needs 5
Strahan's
more
record.
sacks to break Strahan and TJ Watt's record of 22 and a
So
half.
if he does it, will the quarterback kind of fall down before the
I
sack
hope I hope Garrett
to help
earns
his
it.
buddy?
I'm like, why the hell, Favre? Why did you do that? I don't
Uh,
make the guy earn it.
because he could.
Yeah, and he's buddies with him. I mean, I get it,
Yeah,
I
he's
guess.
buddies. Hey, you know
Well,
what?
I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, though, I mean, douchebag move, right?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
Yeah.
exactly
that's
right.
what that's your motivation for the game is to prevent that.
Well,
Or
and
make it at least look more like he just goes down. Make
maybe
it look a little
Strahan
more.
told that left tackle right before the snap, "Hey, I'll give you 500K if you let me right by you."
If you let me run by. Hey, no judgment here
Yeah,
in the red
that's
zone.
exactly
Red
right.
zone.
So yeah, that's the end of my trivia.
I
So
would have if I didn't get that Michael Irvin one, I would have like it would have bothered me for like a decade.
that's that's why I put that on there. When I saw it was Irvin, I'm like, well, I
Thank you,
gotta I
Phil.
gotta bring that in for trivia.
And I was wearing the Irvin jersey last week, and I don't think I mentioned it because I like to mention my jerseys. It's like
Yes.
at the Oscars when you're like, oh, this is Chanel or this is Hugo Boss.
This is
I like
Adidas
to.
1998 Irvin. Yes.
This is Wilson, 1987.
Yeah, Wilson. There you go.
Great, yeah, with I
Perfect.
almost bought a Herschel Walker Vikings jersey on eBay today. I was this close. I
Whoa.
wanted it, but it was just a little too much that I wanted to pay.
Nice.
But who knows? The night's still young. Anyway,
Yeah.
not Steve Young. All right, we're out of the red zone. Red zone,
Red
red
zone.
zone, red
Red
There.
zone.
zone. Thank you, thank you. And let's get into how we were awful again and pick some games.
Okay. I'm just going to do a very quick recap this week. Solo won the week. He has
I
now
did.
won or tied for winning the week 6 out of the 12 weeks now. I was also in last, and I have either been in last or tied for last 6 out of 12 times this season. So I'm officially putting myself on the cross-off list. So unless the world turns upside down, I'll refrain from talking about my results for the rest of the season because I'm so terrible. Solo still holds a 7-game lead on Axel and an 8-game lead on Brett, with only a third of the season left to go.
And
This
I
week
was
there.
only 6, 7, and 1. So
Yeah.
it ain't pretty. Rough
Hey,
Solo's
birdie.
actually had 4 weeks consecutively of losing
I've
records
lost four in a row.
and is still up 4 games
yes.
over
That
500 and
that
up
might be
by
the
7 over
saddest
Axel.
thing
Yeah,
that I've ever heard on
it's
a football
we're
podcast.
not doing any favors this season,
Like
And I
like
think
I'm like, yeah, I'm in first, great, but I'd be in last in like a major Vegas or
yeah,
something.
that's
I'm not
kind of
even
the
sure if you
disappoint.
want to.
Oh, go ahead, Brett.
Sorry, I'm not even sure if you want to mention the unanimous record when we all picked the same team.
Oh, it's
I don't,
awful, isn't it?
It is
We're
bad.
over again, right?
22, 36, and 1 on the year. And we went 0 and 3 and
I
1
think 5
last
of
week.
them were the Raiders. No, it was definitely 3 weeks. We all picked the Raiders,
Well,
which
and
we need to
it's
be examined and
it's been
probed.
so weird. Like I know the spreads change a little bit after we pick, but judging by how the
Right.
spreads were when we picked in the last 3 weeks, 9 plus, there's been 13 games that have been decided by 1 point or less off the spread,
Jeez.
which that doesn't even seem possible. And it's either been a push, it's been a half a point, or it's been a 1 point off of what the spread was.
It's amazing how, and I know in Vegas they have, before it was the mind and now it's
Yeah.
algorithms and computers. But like, I mean, when you play a football game, you don't know what's going to happen. But the spread's got to be in your head a little bit, right? Like somebody,
Yes.
not maybe not everyone. Maybe you're worried about winning the game. I get it. But these are too damn close. Like there was one point where it was so and so was favored. They were just covering by like a half point, and it's like, how did they get this so close? So it's
Hmm.
got to be a mind game, Brett. You're at the Sun Bowl, the players. Do they talking spreads?
Uh,
Spread eagle? Or
no, I don't think they do. I will say though, along those lines, I'm bringing something back from the dead this week. For my picks, I'm going to be
Axel?
using
Oh,
AI.
oh, AI
Um,
is
Oh
back.
shit.
it's an upgraded AI.
Oh,
I
oh, you got to
hope. We'll
upgrade.
see.
It's like
So
Tron Ares.
I'm going to
Or
give
no.
it, since week to week you could have outliers. So I'm going to give it a good 6 weeks, this last 6 weeks of the year, and see how the
I love
algorithm
it.
looks from here on out.
Brett's a man of algorithms,
Yeah,
isn't
see,
he?
well, he's good at it. That's
I know, like you updated the pick sheet. I mean, not that Ando couldn't make it look nice and pretty, because to me that was pretty, but you like enhanced it with like freaking robot shit. That's
yes.
amazing. I looked
It's
at
a
my
massive
phone.
upgrade.
I
Yes.
only noticed the symbols of the teams on my phone. And I'm like, I think that's new. And then Axel was like, hey, did you see what Andy did? And I'm like, oh, Ando, what a great, you know. And then I looked at it on my computer. I'm like, oh, there's drop down menus, everything. And then we found out it was Brett. And I'm
That's
like, Andy just was like, no, yeah, I had a little time on my hands. No, just kidding. Just
God, that's one of those things I was always planning on doing something like that, and I just never like, I'll do it later, and just never got around to it. And when
I
Brett said,
know,
"Hey, do you mind if I do some of this?" I'm like, "Go for it,
Brett.
please go
You're,
for it. I don't
and
need to mess
you
with
know what,
that."
Brett? And I can't wait to talk about your college pool in the love seat segment. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
It is actually, those two things are related, because when I built this little engine for college rankings, I could copy that and uh, terraform it for the NFL, where it does incorporate margin of victory, whereas the college one does not incorporate margin of victory. So
Oh,
anyway, that's kind of like
Hmm.
that. That's how I landed here, as I kind of went down that road and decided to use that for NFL.
wait
Well,
a
I figured
minute.
you had something you could kind of transport over and not have to do too much extra
Wait
work
a
Yeah.
to
minute.
do it.
Do you want to? Are you saying in the NFL you want to do power rankings with algorithms, or is that
Well,
too
not,
much? No.
well, if you want me to, I can.
If you
Um,
have the time, take it over, or do this. If you want to do yours, I'll have mine, and we'll see how they compare. That'll be fun.
yeah.
I
Okay.
like
Because
that. I like the
we just go from the
algorithm.
mind of Solo to
Yeah,
the science of Brett.
the algorithm versus the eye test. I like it.
Yeah, yes. Algorithm. Ooh. I mean, we don't have to do it every week, but let's
Yeah,
pick a
Okay.
week where we do it. That would be that'd be
Sweet.
fun.
that would be a lot of
Um,
fun.
And I got
all
to
right.
figure out if I incorporate margin of victory into those rankings, which I think I would. For the NFL, I
It's
think so.
weird with the NFL because you'll see a team that they're plus 50. Well, they just beat a team by 40. Like the Cowboys were like that. Their plus was, but they beat so many bad teams by 30, 40 points.
Yeah,
It's kind of
Yeah.
like that. I guess they look at it overall and it's, but it's
that maybe
like,
should be something where you say anything over 10 points counts the same or something like that. And
right.
It,
Like, I
yeah,
don't, yeah,
or anything
definitely.
because
more
that
than
could be
three scores
skewed.
or whatever. Yeah.
Like when Miami did Miami beat Cincinnati like something like 70 to like 10 or something?
Yeah, it was something like
Or,
a year or two ago.
or
Well, the
no,
Vikings this year beat the
It's,
Bengals like 48 to 10. So their plus minus looked awesome for the first month and a half of the season.
yeah.
I think it was Miami against Denver, because I
Oh,
think that
Oh,
was
yes.
yes, that's what it was. That's what
Mike
it was.
McDaniel and Sean Payton's first years there.
That's
Yep.
right. That is right. That's good call, Brett. Yeah. So I'm like, how would we not in the land of all these new statistics and algorithms and Brettelrisms? It's like, how did we not get rid of that point differential? Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's kind of a flawed statistic.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I like that. All right,
Okay,
let's get the
back
pick.
back to the picks. Okay.
Back to life, back to reality.
The New York Giants are the only team that has been officially eliminated from playoff contention. Even the Tennessee Titans are technically still alive.
Hmm.
This week, Arizona, Washington, New Orleans, Tennessee, the Jets, Las Vegas can all be eliminated completely from playoff contention this week. So,
Ooh. The Giants on the first day. Oh my God. What? How
yes.
Jackson Dark, Scam Cataboo, or whatever, Scam Cataboo, Cam
Scam. Well, if
Scataboo,
he doesn't play anymore, it'll be
Scam
known as
Cataboo, Malik
Scam.
Neighbors, the greatest offensive defensive line in the history of the league. And they're two and well, they had the greatest coach in the world. That's probably why.
He was
Um,
just too good. He
he was
he
too
he
good.
outgrew that job. He had to move
He
on to
was
greener
so good, like
pastures.
Buffalo doesn't even want to bring him back on the
Yeah.
staff where he
Yes.
made his bones. All
Okay,
right.
so let's see. Okay, so first up we have, and I think we're going to kind of feature this game, the 7-3 Packers at the 7-4 Lions. It's the first game on Thanksgiving. What do you guys think about this matchup?
I think this is going to be a good test for both these teams. Like Bill Parcells, after Thanksgiving, you kind of know what team you have. And the Packers just, I know they won big last week, but it's just they've been struggling. And their defense finally showed up. The Lions are one of those teams I think where maybe they're not as good as we thought. Like I remember I thought they would take a step back before the season, and then I thought I was wrong after the Packers week one. I was like, oh, see, but then they went on. I mean, and they have so many weapons, and they got Hutch on defense and Campbell, but they're a Jekyll and Hyde team as well. So I think a statement has to be made by one of these teams to say we're here for the stretch run and it starts here. So it'll be interesting. Now, if it's a slugfest, back and forth, close game, that's still good for both teams. But of course, the winner. I mean, Lions are playing for their playoff lives. They're not in the playoff right now, and they got to play the Packers, then the Cowboys the following week. So my season probably ends on Thanksgiving, but it may end a week later. But I don't know. My question is, guys, do you do you think the Lions are just as good, or are we like looking at the last couple of years and have that still in our brain? Like, oh, Montgomery, I mean, with Gibbs and Almond Ross, A. Brown. I mean, Hutch. How can you help me?
Brett, do
Help
you want to go
you?
first here?
It's it's a good question. I mean, they looked so good earlier this year, blowing teams away, teams that we thought were good. But late, they're not trending upward. They seem to be either plateauing or not. I don't know. They're just yeah, they have looked like a different team the last few weeks, and the Bears might win that division or the Packers. They should be
Yeah.
worried.
Andrew, you're
I
close to the black and blue division.
Yes, I'm okay. The Packers game last week, it looks like they won that game easy. I hope you guys didn't suffer through that game because that game was so not just because the Vikings got beat bad, but it was just a bad game. The
Yeah.
Vikings should have won the game. They had no offense, and it wasn't all because I mean Green Bay's got good pass rushing in there, but it wasn't like it was just it wasn't like the Texans against the Bills when the Texans were just
Right, right. Just dominated the
annihilating things.
best.
It
Yeah.
was more, in my mind, it was way more that the Vikings offense just was inept. They were,
Mm.
I mean, McCarthy was missing so many open throws. And like I said, the talk in Minnesota right now is grim because McCarthy is playing so bad. I mean, there's comparisons to Jamarcus Russell and Trey
Oh God.
Lance and Zach Wilson and all of these guys that are like the infamous name. I mean, McCarthy's still only 22. I'm not ready to throw him out
He's
yet, even
22,
though,
and how many starts has he had in
yeah,
his career?
six. Yeah. Like
Get,
it's yeah, six stars. So I mean, I'm not ready
I
to throw
know.
him out yet on the top, but a lot of people are because he looked terrible. And like a
Yeah.
lot of times where he would have check down options open, but then he tries to lace it into triple coverage somewhere. Or it's just the kind of thing, rookie mistakes is what he's making. And the game he hasn't figured out the speed of the game yet. And the Packers last week, I think, were the beneficiary of that. The Packers didn't they pulled away kind of late, and part of it was because there was a botched fumble on a punt return that the Packers got the ball in like the 5 yard line. So you take that 7 points away, all of a sudden it's 14-6 or 15
Well,
to 6.
that's a lot of these games, though, Ando. There's
Yeah.
it's these games, three or four little plays.
So
Eh, eh,
this game looked like the Packers were dominant in this game, and even some of the stats was like it when you look at McCarthy's stats, but it wasn't like he was. I don't know. It's just I don't trust this
no,
Packers
I see
team.
what you. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The
Yeah.
Lions team, even though they struggled with the Giants are a weird team too, because the Giants have been able to put up points at times and they just shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
I don't think the Lions are as good as they were last year, but I still think they're the best team in this division. I mean, because I've watched pretty much, well, not all of the North games, but most of them this season, and they still to me seem like they're the best team in this division, even if they're not as good as they were last year.
I still don't want to play them in the playoffs, especially if they're
No.
hosting. I know last year with the Washington
And
came in and beat them, but
I
that
think
was
the other thing that I think that is different this year about that Lions team, and we
blinders.
talked about it a few weeks ago, is Jameer Gibbs has leveled up.
Yeah,
He
yes, he's
is,
become the
and
man.
when you can, with the other weapons they still have with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams is not a slouch.
No,
I mean, Laporta's hurt, so that's going to hurt him.
that does hurt. That hurts
But when
a lot.
Gibbs running the way he's running, I mean, if it wasn't for Jonathan Taylor, everybody would be saying Gibbs is the running back of the year. So I don't. I'm still pretty confident in the Lions and what they can do, but we'll see. This is going to be a great test, I think, this week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to happen in like freaking 12 hours or something.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's
13
the morning
hours.
game tomorrow
Yeah.
morning. So,
All
um,
right, Ando, let's pick it.
okay, so a couple little things I have here. The Pack are currently the sixth seed. The Lions are currently the eighth seed, but the Pack is only a half game behind Chicago. The Lions are one game. So even though they are both currently the sixth and the eighth seed, both teams currently control the three seed. The winner of this game will be the three seed next week because the
Oh,
two
shit.
and three seeds play each other this week as well. So whoever loses that game, the winner will be the three seed on this game, no matter what happens.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
the
Hmm.
Lions have the most offensive plays over 20 yards this season. The Packers have the least amount of offensive plays allowed over 20 yards this season. Green Bay won 27-13 in week one. The spread is 2.5 at home. Lions are favored. I will be taking the Lions, and Axel will also be taking the Lions. Brett,
Brett,
you're
who you
next.
taking?
I'm taking the Packers.
Oh, good. I'm taking the Lions. So, because if we all picked the Lions, we would lose. So is that AI? You were gonna go the Lions, but AI is telling you go to the Packers,
Um,
or you did not do AI
I was
on that
I
one?
was I did do AI. AI
Oh,
is
you
telling
did.
me to pick the Packers. I kind of undecided on my own. It should be
Oh,
a
but
really good game.
oh, so you're doing different, not just the opposite of what you want. You're doing some AI algorithm thing.
I'm doing this is an algorithm pick.
Oh, Jesus,
I
he's
got to get back over
algorithm.
500 on the year. Come
Okay,
on,
you do what
guys.
you got to do. Hey, you
Do
put
what
in the
I,
time, it's
That's
allowed.
my only goal too, Brett. I don't even care about catching for the jersey. I just want to get back over 500. I don't even care about the jersey is so far out of my mind
See,
at
and
this point.
I got rich people problems. I'm worried about looking like a fool losing my lead. See, that's the problems
That
I
is
got.
rich people problems.
All right, let's go.
Okay,
Move on.
next featured game is the afternoon game tomorrow. Solo, it's your Chiefs, or not your Chiefs,
My Chiefs, I'm a Chiefs fan
your
now.
Cowboys hosting the Chiefs. Both teams are currently the 10th seed in their conferences, so they both need to win and both need help.
Yeah.
Um, my good stat for the Cowboys, weeks 1 through 9, they were 31st in points allowed, 31st in total yards allowed, 29th in rushing yards per game. Post bye, the last 2 weeks and after the trade, they went from 31st in points allowed to 11th in the last 2 weeks. They went from
Nice.
31st in yards allowed to 7th. They went from 29th in rushing yards per game to second over the last 2 weeks. So the defense has definitely changed. Solo, what do you think about tomorrow's game?
Okay, so this will be my time to rant, and I'll go extra fast than the other. Not rant, but like discuss. So when the Cowboys were down 21 nothing, I mean, I was just like, here we go again. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, you got the ball on the first and goal on the one. And what did I tell you? We were talking about the Patriots on how what if they get a false start and when they scored on fourth down to end the half? What happens? A freaking false start backs them up, and then of course hell breaks loose. They don't score. There was a lot of times in this game the Cowboys had chances to put the game away and didn't, and they were shooting themselves in the foot. However, the Eagles, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Eagles. They look like they don't want to be there. They do this a lot where they almost lose games, but this time they lost the game. And the Cowboys, I got to give them credit for, I'm kind of Brian Schottenheimer. I make fun of him because, but he's kind of got that team. He's got the culture going. He's actually doing a pretty good job, and he's done so much with this offense to me. I mean, granted, George Pickens is, but you still have to throw to him.
And
Mike McCarthy
Javante too,
wouldn't throw
both.
to.
Yeah.
So the thing is about this defense, it was the worst defense ever going on. But of course, Quinnen Williams, Adwick Kenny Clark, Odigizua up front. Solomon Thomas is healthy. That's a good fourth guy to have. They brought in Logan Wilson, which has helped. But Demarion Overshawn, who I fell in love with at Texas, and when the Cowboys drafted him, I was like, this is the stud. And then his injuries, having his playmaking ability back. He hasn't like done anything spectacular like tip a pass for an interception like he did last year, but his presence, he's around the ball. We're getting better linebacker play. And remember, Trevon Diggs is out. He may not even be the same player. He may not even be a Cowboy anymore after this year. But you got Deron Bland, and then you had Elam, who's awful, and all these bums in the back. Then we lost Malik Hooker for a while, and then Donovan Wilson had been hurt, the two safeties. Not the greatest safeties, but let me tell you something. Seeing Malik Hooker back, what a difference. What a difference having him. So it's like getting six new guys on defense, both getting healthy in the trade. It almost seems like Eberflus has the guys to do. Now, the only thing is, it is the Eagles. It was a divisional game. Even when the Cowboys suck, they usually can play the Eagles tough. I want to see Dak and the boys do this against a non-NFC East team. And you're on prime time, prime real estate TV tomorrow. You got freaking I was about to say Logan Mangine. I don't even know who Logan Mangine is. Oh, he was. I'll tell you. I'll tell you later who Logan Mangine is. But you got oh, it was the big Cowboys fan who's performing at halftime? The
Well, I'm not even
Soda
sure who is
Pop.
tomorrow.
What's his name? Post Malone.
Oh,
Post
Post
Malone.
Malone. Yep.
Yeah, you got Jack White is going to be at the Lions. Post Malone, and then
Yeah.
someone good, I think, too, for the Ravens Bengals game. I love Jack White. I'm a huge fan, so I'm looking forward to that. But you Cowboys literally have a playoff game every week now because they have to win out to have a chance. They can lose one game and hopefully, but they still need the Niners and the Bears and a lot of teams to collapse. It's going to be tough to make the playoffs for the Cowboys. Losing to Arizona, losing to Chicago. Yeah. So, but this was the first time in a while I've seen the Cowboys shoot themselves, but then turn it around. Kind of like in Dak's rookie year, they kind of did that and then would have some second half comeback. So I don't know. It's one game against the Eagles, who probably turn it on in the playoffs, and then we'll be like, oh, there goes Saquon. There goes Saquon. But I mean, this Eagles defense that was people talking like the best defense in the league the last few weeks, for them to collapse like that, maybe it's the head coach. So save us, Jeff George. I just noticed that handle.
I just changed it recently because I forgot to change it to my save us old obscure Vikings quarterback for the
But
week.
this game was the first time I actually was screaming and getting excited, like first time all year, because I've been so numb and in the doldrums of
I wish,
knowing what to
I'm going to
expect.
start doing solos, taking screenshots of our conversations during Cowboys games so I can repeat some of it on the podcast because some of it is so great. The solo roller coaster, as I like to call
Hey,
it, because
feel
that
free.
was premium event. That was premium
Is
on Sunday.
Oh, I don't. The funny thing is, I don't even remember what the heck I texted, but yeah, feel free. That'll be a good
I
segment
know
we
by the
can
end of
have.
the game there was a lot of, oh my God, I can't believe this actually happened, and I feel so good
Yeah,
right now, and it made me cheer up a little bit because I was down in the dumps. So seeing some of that was nice to see.
yeah, yeah. It's just tough because it's like I only text you guys because sometimes I'll tweet something, and then every time I tweet something, it backfires in a good way. Like some guy on Twitter was like, because I was like, I put a thing and someone liked it and then he saw whatever, and it was like he's like, they haven't won, the Cowboys haven't lost to the Eagles at home in a long time, dipshit. And I just put 11-24-24 or whatever it was. I'm like, they lost last year to the Eagles at home. I mean, so what's this long streak you're talking about? Anyway, that's fine. Just, those haters. Maybe I am a dipshit. Who knows?
Well, Well,
That's what I'm gonna
if
say.
you are, all
Anything
of
you
us are,
guys.
because we were on an NFL podcast that nobody listens to. So let's pick this game. We got
All right.
the Chiefs at the Cowboys. Chiefs are favored by 3.5 on the road. I don't trust the Chiefs yet, and home dogs. I gotta take the Cowboys here. 3.5 is too many at home. Their offense is too good. Axel also takes the Cowboys.
Brett.
The model says take the Cowboys.
I can't do it yet. I'm taking the Chiefs. I 24-20. I can't. If they can beat the Chiefs, then I'll start to get on. If we beat the Lions, then I'm all in. And then they'll lose to the Chargers and the Vikings, and I'll be shit.
They're not
You know
losing to
what?
the
I'll
Vikings.
be honest, guys. I'm enjoying football with the Cowboys. It's taken me a long time, but I'm kind of just trying to enjoy the games now. Even if they're losing, yeah, I text like whatever, but I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm like, here we go again. But I see the future. I do like the moves Jerry's made. Like I mean, watching George Pickens now, CeeDee Lamb, he pisses me off so many times, but he's so good. I give him, but he was just like his head wasn't in it, and Pickens just like, bink, bink. This
Some of those
freaking
ones
Georgia
that
guys, man.
some of those ones that Lamb was dropping were the kind of things where I'm thinking, are these guys paying attention to the spread? Because some of those things were like, what
Seriously.
are you doing with these
Well,
catches?
it
They
was a
were,
couple of years ago where Lamb was dropping
yeah,
everything. Then the next year he turned it on and became elite.
yep.
And it felt like he was going back to, and you could tell. And it was like good to see like Dak hit him like, hey, it's all good. Like that's what's most important to me is as long as they're not getting pissed at each other. George Pickens, you just don't know because it's like, is he Terrell Owens in the head or
Oh,
is
he's
he,
crazy.
he's
I think
cocky and
there's no question
crazy.
about that. He's
So
crazy,
it's
but
so
he's a
it's
good
like, do you
player.
give him 150 million or whatever? I mean, I
I don't
think
know.
I think if they could make the playoffs and go on a run, that they should probably pay him. Maybe because I don't think they should franchise him because I think he'll hold out and do all that crap and you don't need that. But anyway, I'm going the Chiefs. Let's move on to some speed and
Okay.
not Keanu.
First
Or
up in the
maybe Keanu.
speed round, we have the 3-8 Bengals at the 6-5 Ravens. Like we repeatedly mentioned over the last few weeks, it happened. The Ravens are now leading the AFC North. They are currently the 4 seed, have won 5 in a row. They are 2 games back of the 3 seed. Ravens are favored by 7 at home, and Joe Burrow's coming back. 7 is a lot of points. Man, Higgins is out. I saw that today. I still don't trust the Bengals back yet. I'm going to take the Ravens, even though it's a lot of points. Axel takes the Bengals.
The model says take the Bengals.
I'm going Ravens. I know Joe Burrow's coming back, but they're going to lose by more than 7. I think this will be the Lamar party.
Yeah, and you know what? Those kind of injuries, they're usually it takes him a little while to get back into the.
And
He's
I
going to be
like the
tentative
Ravens
and.
at home as well on a
Mhm.
Thanksgiving night. Probably cold as hell. It could be, I don't know if snow's coming
Yeah,
the Northeast. I mean, we go, I love this time. We have to have some alert where you go solo, snow game,
snow.
record it.
That's,
So
well, I think
just let me
Axel
know.
usually sends out the snow release real
Oh, does
quick.
he?
So
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, when I see a Division II game in snow, I'll watch it. In college, I don't care. South Dakota State or one double A.
next up, we have the 8-3 Bears at the 8-3 Eagles. Eagles are the 2 seed. Bears are the 3 seed. Both teams currently control the 2 seed, so the winner of this game will be the 2 seed. If the Eagles lose, they will stay at 2 or fall to 3. If the Bears lose, they could fall all the way to the 7 seed after this week.
Oh crap.
Eagles are favored by 7, and Eagles are so stupidly up and down. And like I said before, I do not trust the Bears. I'm taking another big point spread. I don't like this, but I'm taking the Eagles here
Ooh,
with the
Black
7 points.
Friday, the Black Friday game on
Axel
Netflix.
takes the Bears.
The Bears.
I'm also going to take the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going Bears as well. I think it'll be closer, but I'm at a quandary or whatever it's called because Cowboys aren't going to win the division, but you want to see the Eagles lose, but the Bears are ahead of them in the playoff. So it's like who do I root for? Hopefully a close game.
Next up, we have the 9-2 Rams at the 6-6 Panthers. The Rams control the 1 seed. The Panthers are outside looking in. But if they win, they can control the fourth seed, and they have the Bucks twice. So they are still very much in this. Rams are favored by 10.5. Man, that 10.5 is a lot. Panthers do play
That's a
well at
lot.
home. I just the Rams are rolling right now.
Short
I'm
week.
taking another high point. I'm taking the Rams again. Axel takes the Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers. A little too many points.
I was leaning towards the Panthers. Cross country letdown game. So I'm going Panthers. I want to go. I want to go to the Rams. I just think backdoor cover. Eric Decker is going to catch a touchdown.
Eric Decker,
Oh, is
nice.
that-
That's a candidate for a switcheroo for me. So I'll be thinking about that one for
I
a
meant to
while.
say Adam Thielen because he used to be a Panther. I meant,
Yes,
but Eric Decker, I love you too.
both from the state of Minnesota.
I know that's why I like him.
Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals, 3-8 at the 6-5 Bucks. Tampa's currently the 4 seed. Bucks are favored by 3. This was the easiest pick of the week for me, which means the Cardinals will probably win. So I'm taking the Bucks.
Is Baker Mayfield playing? He's out, right?
We don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think.
hasn't
We're not
been.
sure.
I
The
don't think
last
he'll
thing I saw
play.
said it leaning towards playing, I think, but Axel also takes the Bucks.
Yeah, even if he's not playing, I think the Bucks can cover the 3 points.
Sean Tucker all day, baby. Cuse. Give me the Bucks.
Next up, we have the 8-4 49ers, currently the 7 seed, at the 3-8 Browns. Let's see, the 49ers are a game and a half behind the Rams and a half game behind the Seahawks, who they have already beaten once this season and play again in week 18. 49ers are favored by 5.5 on the road, which is way too many on the road, but I cannot take the Browns. The 49ers, I've been down on them all year, but I got to give them a little bit of credit. The 49ers will win this game by 10. 49ers. Axel also takes 49ers.
I'm taking the Browns.
Now, was that an algorithm or a Brett?
That's an algorithm.
Oh, you still stick. Okay, you're sticking. I'm trying to catch
Yeah,
you
I'm
on
sticking.
just emotional Brett. I'm actually going. I think this could be a letdown for the Niners going back, going to Cleveland cold. Give me the Browns.
Next up, we have the 7-4 Jags at the 1-10 Titans. Jags are currently the 6 seed, but if they win out, they will be the 3 seed. They have still have the Colts twice on their schedule, so they're not that I think they're going to win out,
Interesting.
but we'll see. Jags are favored by 6.5, and I still can't take the Titans. Jags. Axel also takes the Jags.
I'm laying those points as well. Jags.
I was thinking, oh, the Titans 6 points. They only lost to Seattle, but I'm not fool's gold. That's why they did 6.5. So you go, I'm give me the Jags. Clean sweep. Hopefully we win.
Next up, we have the 6-5 Texans at the 8-3 Colts. Colts are currently the 3 seed, and they control the 3 seed, so they will stick as long as it keeps ahead of them, keep winning, I guess. Texans are the 8 seed, but they control their own destiny. If they keep winning, they will be in the playoffs. Colts are favored by 4.5 at home. I am going with the Texans and that dominant defense. Axel also takes the Texans.
I'm going with the Colts.
Get right game, Colts.
Next up, we have the 2-9 Saints at the 4-7 Dolphins. Dolphins are favored by 6, and hate both these teams, but I really hate the Saints. I'm taking way too many big point spread teams here, but I'm taking the Dolphins here because they at least have skill players that can score. Dolphins. Axel takes the Saints.
Brett's at the Sun
I,
Bowl calling plays.
I'm
Audible just came through.
I am taking the Dolphins.
Saints screwed me last week against the Falcons in Brett's stupid pool, but even though I'm out of it, give me the Dolphins, the Fins.
Next up, we have an Around the Couch Bowl, and I forgot to look up which number this
Oh,
is.
I want to. This might be 14 or 15.
I've got it here, so I'll look it up while you guys are picking.
Okay.
The 4-7 Falcons at the 2-9 Jets. Falcons by 2.5. Brett, do you have anything you want to say about the Falcons since we're on their game? You haven't really talked about them at all.
Well, I talked a little bit
Yeah, a little
about
bit.
Oh,
Kirk Cousins.
that's right.
and how they
And
made.
Drake London's still out, right? I don't think he's going to
He's
play
out
this
for
week.
this game. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, no, not really more to add there.
Okay. Then I will take the Falcons are favored by 2.5. I will take the Falcons, and so will Axel.
Brett's a little late in the.
And the model says take the road team Falcons.
All right.
Next up,
Oh,
we
I didn't pick
have.
yet.
Oh, sorry. So you're so far ahead. We're not going to give you all the games to pick.
Falcons. I'll clean sweep it. Why not?
Ando, did you take the
I
Saints?
no, I took the Dolphins.
Okay, so only Axel took the Saints.
Yes,
Yeah, I added
Revis
my
Island with the
Dolphins in
Saints is
there.
a choice.
Okay.
You never want to be on Revis Island with the Kellen Moore
No,
Saints.
it's like Revis Island with the Raiders. It's something you just don't want to do. Next up, we have the 7-4 Bills at the 6-5 Steelers. Bills are currently the seventh seed, which I don't think anyone would have thought of before this. The Steelers have fallen all the way to the ninth seed, so they are now outside looking in.
See, this is the Bills team, Ando, that I 2 years ago I thought was going to happen, and then they ended up
Hmm
because they had nobody, anyway.
And I have one. I haven't had many stats during speed round, but this stat that I saw today from Warren Sharp was too insane to not repeat. The Steelers haven't scored more than 7 points in the first quarter all season, which has been 11 games.
Total
They
or
No, in the first quarter, no, in each game. They haven't scored more than seven
okay,
points in a
okay,
quarter
okay.
in a game.
I was about to say,
They have
Jesus.
a streak of 61 games with not scoring more than 7 points in the first quarter of games. That's the longest streak in NFL history. But it's crazy that they've been as much success as they have with that.
That's like 5 years
I
or
know
so.
it's crazy. It's
And
just
now
insane.
everyone's gonna bet that they're not, and they're gonna score 10,
They'll go over. The
or they'll
Bills
go
are.
for two.
You're right. Bills are favored by 3.5 at on the road, and yeah, I don't trust the Steelers. I haven't trusted them all season. Who knows if Rodgers is playing? I'm taking the Bills here.
Axel takes the Bills.
Oh, yes.
Axel takes the. I'm taking the Steelers in this one.
I'm going Bills, Kellum. Josh Allen bounced back. He screwed me in fantasy. Luckily, I still won in my dynasty league. But I need you, Josh Allen. You screwed me against the Patriots in the playoffs last year. I need you, Josh Allen, to continue the fight.
Next up, we have the Sam Darnold revenge game. The 4-7 Minnesota Vikings at the 8-3 Seahawks. Somehow the Vikings are still technically alive, but they would have to win everything and get a lot of help. The Seahawks are favored by 10.5 at home. Vikings, I mean, I've already said enough about them, I think. Still don't know who's
Yes,
starting at quarterback. It's JJ McCarthy or it's undrafted Minnesota Golden Gopher Sam Darnold, or not Sam Darnold,
Matt
Alex
Brosmer or whatever.
Max Brosmer. Excuse me, Max
Oh, yeah, wasn't
Brosmer.
he on Chuck too? I think he was on Chuck as
Yeah,
well.
something like that. Yeah, he was the bad guy in season three. Um,
Yeah.
I actually really liked Brosmer when
No,
he was with
Matt
the
Bomber, I
Gophers.
think.
He didn't look out of place, even playing against some of the best teams in the Big Ten, which had a great season last year overall. So he might not be a train wreck, but throwing a rookie quarterback into his first start, assuming he starts first start in Seattle, I I got to take Seattle. They're gonna cover this one. The Vikings are going for a long, long, long day. I've been burned too many weeks in a row taking the Vikings too. So, but Seahawks, I take. Axel takes the Vikings.
I'm also taking the Vikings.
Every time I pick the Vikings, I do not win with them. Give me the Hawks.
Next up, we have the 2-9 Raiders at the 7-4 Chargers. Chargers are currently the 5 seed and 2 games back of the Broncos. Um, Over the last 9 seasons, the Raiders have fired a combined 9 head coaches, coordinators, and GMs during the season. That's just I when every time I think, man, the Vikings fans are suffering, I look at the Raiders and what a level of incompetence. I just can't believe it. The Chargers are favored by 10 at home, and I'm taking the 10. I'm taking the Chargers. I have to. I
Spent
can't.
too long on the Raiders, Chargers, Ando.
I
What's
can't.
good?
I'm just they stun me. What can I say? Axel takes the Chargers.
I'm laying those points all day. Chargers.
Bo Jackson ain't coming through that door. Give me the Chargers.
Next up, rematch of Super Bowl 22, the 9-2 Broncos at the 3-8 Commies. Broncos control the 1 seed. Broncos are favored by 6.5, and I'm taking the Broncos here on the road. Axel
So was
also takes the
Axel.
Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm also taking the Broncos.
John Riggins ain't coming through that door. Give me the Broncos.
And our last game is also a rematch of two Super Bowls, 42 and 46. 2-10 Giants, the 10-2 Pats. Pats control the 2 seed right now. Pats are favored by 7 at home. I'm taking the Pats. I've taken a lot of big points here, so I'm hoping there's a lot of blowouts
This
this
could be
week.
the weird. This could be the week of the cover.
Axel also takes the Pats.
I'm also taking the Pats.
Yeah, Dave Meggett ain't coming through that door. Give me the
Dave Meggett,
Pats.
that's a good one.
All right, that does
That
it.
that is it.
Yep.
A lot of sweeps this week by us. Some Revis Islands.
Oh yeah, 6 of them.
All right, this is the part where we usually end the podcast, but we're not going to. You know why, you guys? We're gonna move over to the little love seat and talk some college football. Ready? One, two, three. We're here on Love Seat. Axel watching Stranger Things on the love seat. Listening to the pod, though he's not. We're not on YouTube. Brett looks like he's fishing for some lube, but we're on Love Seat. Da, 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 da. All right.
Thank
Welcome
you,
everyone
Heath.
to Love Seat.
That'll be
Brett.
number one on Apple iTunes tomorrow
Oh yeah,
morning.
it's already already got 12 downloads.
Yep.
All right, let's get Brett. You surprised us. Well, not surprised. I think surprised how amazing it was, but with your new rankings, because we're constantly going now, like everything else. When you have 2 teams for the BCS, you're like, oh, the third and fourth team. When you got 4 teams for a play, what about the fifth and sixth? Now we got 12 teams. What about the 13th and the fourth? I mean, it's always going to be an argument. So take care of your business during the regular season, and you can, you know, go to the playoffs. So Brett, I don't know if you want to hit any major swings in your poll now or pool or poll. Yeah, your stripper poll. And then we could just talk a little college football because we have the final weekend of the season, the regular season coming up, except for I'm sure we have an Army Navy game. And then after the championships, I believe that still goes on. And then we get our Division 2, we get our FCS or whatever playoffs where Yale. So, so real quick, So Yale beat Harvard in the game. I love watching that game every year. I was watching it today, and Yale's going to I call it the 1AA. I know they call it like FCS or FBS or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know what
FCS.
anyway. FCS. So do you guys remember when that started, where an Ivy League team actually goes to the play? Because they never used to. That might be the last couple of years, maybe.
Yeah, I think it is recently, a few
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah, because I was shocked. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because I don't know. I got a weird being from the Northeast. I like Ivy League football. Brown. I have family went to Brown. I love the Harvard Yale game. Anytime Princeton, I think of Dean Kane and Jason Garrett. So I get excited for Ivy League. All right, Brett, take it away.
Well,
He's like,
see,
oh shit, I'm going to talk about something. I'm at the Sun
as
Bowl.
some of you know,
We're in the
I
fourth
decided
quarter.
to come out with my own college football pool. It's not really a poll. Um, top 25.
To
Well,
go along
actually,
with the pool.
Oh yeah, we'll talk. We'll get there, Ando.
Oh,
We'll
I
get
was
yeah.
we'll get
well,
there.
I was thinking top 25, but I actually ended up ranking all 136
Of
FBS
course
teams
you did. That's why you're on this pod.
because
That's why you're our friend. That's why we hang out once a year in Portland. Those
right.
reasons.
Well, I see. Unlike the college football selection committee, I acknowledge that I can't watch every single game, and I am also biased. So me just coming up with my opinion on what the top 25 would be would probably be wildly biased. I wanted a way to pull in like literally every single game that has been played this season and like kind of throw it in an algorithm and see what came out. So I created these rankings called it's SHM, which stands for self-stabilizing head-to-head matrix. So
Oh,
basically, you take every binary win-loss result of the season, um, and each one is scaled by the opponent's rating. But the opponent's rating changes with literally every single game. So the way it works is you start with equal ratings for all teams. You run through every game in the season. Um, Many iterations. Usually it's like 20 to 30 iterations, and you'll see a convergence of rankings.
this is
And that's what these are.
Westworld-ish.
Right. So
Right.
it's just, it's just a tool that you can use. I'm not saying that these literally should be the playoff rankings, but I'm saying this maybe is something that should be considered because these incorporate every single outcome, and instead of the outcomes that the committee is saying they're watching or whatnot. For example, BYU is the biggest outlier here. Um, a lot of these teams are kind of close, like almost tied. And if you're almost tied, it'll just keep going out to a decimal point and it'll eventually rank you. So you can flip up or down, one or two spots, and that would be fine since there's so many of them are close together. But I have BYU ranked third right now in this model. And I know that the committee has them ranked 11th. And I think that is because they've only watched BYU one time all season, and it was when they lost handily to Texas Tech. So
Right.
I'm assuming that's kind of in their mind. And also the fact that they're 10-1, well, they have to be up there somewhere. Let's stick them at 11. Well, I have them at three, and this is kind of like a blind resume ranking too. When you look at BYU, they've beaten five teams in the top 36, which is almost unparalleled. I think Alabama has five in the top 37 or whatever, but that's really good. But also consider the back half of their schedule, where a lot of these teams, like Texas, has played like three teams ranked 125 to 136, like horrible group of five teams. Whereas BYU's worst team that they played is 77. So they don't have a lot. They did beat a FCS team, as most teams in the ranked in the top 10 play an FCS team. But other than that game, the FBS teams, they played a lot higher quality across the board. Combine that with the fact that their only loss is to number 8, which is Texas Tech, which the committee actually has them higher, which would be a better loss. But uh, considering all of that, their solid resume compared to other teams' resumes, when you look at like the teams that they've beaten, um, and the rankings of the teams that they've beaten, this is where BYU lands. They basically have the best resume or one of the best resumes of any one loss team. Where do you rank them? I don't know. I can understand you ranking them not at three, but maybe a little lower than that in the Oregon, Georgia range, or maybe right even below them. But to have them all the way at number 11, I think is kind of a disservice to uh, what they're shelling. Is that, yeah, we watch all the games, and we know you don't watch all the games, so we know you haven't watched BYU. It could be like a conference bias too, because people think the Big 12 is like lesser than the SEC or Big 10. And maybe many years it is, but I don't think you should go in assuming that because there's some good teams in the Big 12 by how they have them ranked. Texas Tech, they have it fifth. I have them in eighth. Utah, I have 13th. And then you have Arizona State. I have them 19. They have them 20. That's pretty close. I also have Arizona ranked. So do they now. Um, but there's a lot of these teams that are not quite in the top 25 from the Big 12 that are still really good. Um, TCU, 7-4, Iowa State 7-4, um, Cincinnati 7-4, and when you're beating these teams, I think that carries some. And that I don't think you should just dismiss those wins because those are still pretty good wins, even though they're Big 12 teams. So it's kind of like a no bias ranking in that sense that it just uses an algorithm to converge on a ranking here. And so BYU is the biggest outlier there. I think they deserve to be a playoff team right now. They're on the fringe and they will need help.
Wait, hold on, Brett.
Um,
This podcast is sponsored by Under the Banner of Heaven. We talk about BYU a lot. We're sponsored by that show. So thank you
it's
for allowing me to.
well, thank you for letting me go on about BYU.
No,
But
no,
moving on
no,
to
it's
other,
important. It's important, Brett, because no, I know this is probably the most coverage anyone's ever given a BYU, but I've always liked BYU because of Jim McMahon and like Mark Wilson, and they want Robbie Bosco in the 80s. So I always Ty Detmer. So I always kind of like, but when they may make the playoff ahead of my Hurricanes, I get upset. But BYU is a good team. They have a good program, and no, so I'm glad. No, I'm very interested, even if we have to plug Under the Banner of Heaven.
well, it's
I'm
interesting
moving.
to see some trends because like the SEC, for example, they took a hit this week because most of the teams played FCS schools or low group of five schools, and that brought their game points average down basically because you get almost
Okay.
no credit for beating an FCS team,
Right.
um, and it's
I think
scaled that way.
is it only one win goes towards bowl eligibility, but if you play more than one, it doesn't count, right? At least I remember
I,
Syracuse that one year that happened with them because they
I
beat
would
like
believe that.
UMass
Yeah,
and
I haven't heard that, but I would believe that.
Goldgate. I think it's just one counts towards bowl eligibility. Not that it matters for a lot of these SEC schools, but just random
But
thoughts by Jack Handy.
yeah, so and the trend was okay. I knew the SEC would drop a little bit, but the committee has many SEC teams ranked higher than I do, and so you could you can
Oh
see
wow.
almost the SEC bias. It's not
Right.
across the board. However, like for example,
Hmm.
I have Alabama. I think Alabama is seventh in this model. I think they're actually underrated based on the resume they have because I know they have the one bad loss against FSU, but they have so many uh, even ranked wins, even by the committee's rankings. They have like I
Yeah.
think four ranked wins. So to put them all the way down at number 10 below Notre Dame, a little iffy. However, usually the SEC team is ranked higher than I have. Like Ole Miss, I have 10, they have seven. Vanderbilt 16, they have them 14. But
What's
then
the projected
Oklahoma,
SEC championship right now, Brett?
t-
I'm just
Texas,
curious.
Texas A&M, and Alabama,
Oh, jeez.
because Alabama's got two losses, but only one of them is in conference, so they still have the tiebreaker against
So
other one-loss teams.
do you think Ole Miss is a virtual lock? They're not going to lose the SEC. Do you think to get it at large or?
I think if they beat Mississippi State, they are a lock by the committee's rankings of how they've been ranking them, even though they did actually drop one spot from 6 to 7. But I
Right.
still think they're firmly in there, unless they get upset by Mississippi State.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
The model would have them kind of in, but almost out compared to, you know.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma I actually have 12. They have them 8. And then Texas, I have them 21. They have them 16.
Yeah.
And then
Texas is.
Tennessee might be the biggest one because they have them ranked in 19th. I have them at 28th. So Tennessee has not beaten a single team in the top
No.
59. I think their best win is number 60.
And they played
Now
like crap against Ohio State in the playoff last year and screwed my pool.
And then when they get ranked higher at that 19th, any team that beats them gets more credit for beating the ranked 19th ranked team, and it just kind of builds on itself, and
ex-
that's how that
Yeah.
whole bias thing happens.
exactly right.
The
Yeah.
only thing I will say real quick is as much as, I just want to see my Canes in the playoff, the 12 teams is good enough because what are the odds teams 13, 14, and 15 are going to win the national title? I I mean, it could
Right.
happen. You get in the tournament. I just feel like,
Well, you had the 8 seed win last year. I mean,
okay, all right.
Ohio State was the 8th seed going in.
But yeah, but they weren't 13th, 14th, or
Yeah.
15th.
The the
But
the
Well,
yeah,
the
thing
AC, but
well,
I
they
think they
lost
were
to
ranked.
Michigan. Losing to Michigan really put that down, and then they went on the run, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I kind of like it at 12. I think adding teams would be too much. But I know that the 16 gamer is being thrown around, which I guess would be similar, but no team gets a bye.
there's even some
Um,
proposals with like going to 32 I've seen, which
Oh,
yeah,
is
I've
that
geez,
heard
just
about
sounds
that.
that's too
crazy.
much.
It
That's too.
is
What are
it
we?
is
We're gonna
crazy.
have North Texas playing Louisville.
I
I
think
mean, we
the
don't need that.
I think the best argument of going to 16 is and I mean we're gonna and I think it'll play out better this year, but last year every team that had a bye lost. And so they had
Yeah,
extra rest and everything else. So I mean, maybe that
Yeah.
was
that's
detrimental.
weird.
If that
Yeah,
happens
because Arizona
again,
State went on a
yeah.
little run. Yeah,
Or was it just because they seeded it wrong, which is because a couple of those teams should not have had a bye. They were not, even though they were champions, they were not the four best teams. So there was a
well, you had
couple
the
of them that
Oregon
were.
Ohio State. Was that the
Uh,
matchup we got, or
who were the
did
four
we
that
get that?
lost in the first round? I don't remember
Yeah.
anymore. All four bye teams lost though.
Well,
I
all
think
four bye teams
Oregon,
lost in the quarterfinals.
right? Because Oregon
And
was the
yeah, it
number
was
one seed, weren't they
Oregon,
last
Ohio
year?
State. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oregon,
Yeah,
Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame. And then you had, I think, Arizona State losing to Texas and was it Boise State losing to,
I think it was Boise State. Yeah.
I guess, Penn State.
yeah, Boise State. Because I think I picked Boise State because I was like Ashton Genty. Yeah, idiot. Um, yeah,
But I do want to say one thing real quick about the idea of expanding the playoffs. I know Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, is a proponent of eliminating the automatic qualifier and just having all at large teams. Um, to which I would ask him, so the best
what's the
12 teams according to who?
Yeah.
yeah,
Like having the best teams in there, I like is a nice concept of everything, but the one saving grace the committee has is that they can't fuck up five
Yep.
picks that are the
right,
automatic
right.
qualifiers, regardless of how horribly they rank teams. At
Hmm.
least you can still earn your way in. Whereas if you eliminate that entirely, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you
Well, like
can't do
No,
that.
your
it becomes
experiment
the
here
polls
totally
again.
proves that's what they should keep. They should keep those automatic ones because you just tweak some numbers and look how easily the numbers change from what they have. So how can you, and especially like
Mhm.
say when they have Tennessee ranked at 19th and all these teams that beat Tennessee are getting way more credit for that than I mean, how is that necessarily better than beating Iowa in the Big Ten? But they're going to get way more points for way more prestige for beating Tennessee than you would for Iowa. So that's why you need to keep it there because it at least partially eliminates a little bit of the bias.
Right.
Yeah, I, and then it destroys the conference championship games. You might as well get rid of them if that was the case, because no one's going to want to play in them, and they don't mean anything if you don't get the automatic bid. And I like having of the like five mid-major schools or whatever having one team represented
Hmm.
there. Like I hope they keep that because it at least gives you a shot. Like okay,
Yeah.
I'm Tulane. I'm freaking having a great year. I'm gonna be might make the playoffs, guys. I like that. I like having,
Mhm.
even
I do
though
too.
you may get one year they go on a run, a team like that, but it's important.
Well, and like, do we really need five Big Ten teams in there? I'd rather
No,
have, I mean,
no,
or six SEC teams, whatever it is. You don't need to have that many out of one conference.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we're leading towards what SEC and the Big Ten have in their own league, and you
Yeah.
know,
Who wants that? I don't.
I,
Yeah.
I don't want that
It's
either.
all
It's like
about
the
the
live golf.
cashola.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's changing. But
Hmm.
that'll be interesting. But again, even though we have a playoff, it's so tough in college because it's not like the NFL where you play teams and it's easy to keep the
Yeah. Most
standings and
teams
that's how you
play
make
each
the
other.
playoffs.
Yeah. And here
These
you don't. Yeah.
we don't, and so you have to do it the best way. And but it is interesting, Brett, how you bring up a lot of the SEC teams are ranked higher versus the
Hmm.
actual algorithm, which yeah, there is bias. I mean, look at Notre Dame. I know they've been kicking ass. They killed my Syracuse 70-7 or whatever the heck it was. Jeremiah Love had like 8 carries for 171 yards. It was like insane.
There's
Like,
crazy. They had less time of possession. Like Syracuse had like almost double the time of possession than
well, we're like on
Notre
our
Dame
12th
did. It's
quarterback.
yeah. Oh,
Some
it's
walk on was starting, and he threw like
just
three pick
crazy.
sixes. One was called back, so only
Oh,
two. It was rough. It was rough, and um, yeah, college football has not been great to me in a long time. Being a Miami and a Syracuse fan and a URI fan,
well, there's only one of us on this
and Mount
pod that
Union.
college football has been great to in the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
10
yeah,
years,
and probably
20
will only
years.
be great too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely ain't Rutgers, Axel.
Yeah, the last
Poor guy,
championship the
we make
Gophers
them
had, I
watch
think,
and
was
they lose.
1960. So it's been a little dry here
Yeah,
for quite a while
I like
too.
the old days when the guy running back from Harvard won the Heisman. Remember
Yes.
those days?
Yeah. The
Looks
good
like a
old
Sun
days.
Bowl 1922.
Where Brent's broadcasting from right now.
I just oh there is Don Mikowski. I know it's so mixed because it's he's at Lambeau. Brett is live if you're watching us live. It looks like Fenway Park, but the yellow really reminds me of the Sun Bowl, which I forgot isn't the Arizona State, and so it's a mix. So it's random thoughts by me. Uh,
Anybody that's listened this long knows there's going to be a lot of random solo thoughts, so don't
yeah,
think anything of it.
a lot of random stuff.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this rivalry weekend. There should be a lot of fun games
Yeah,
on
I mean,
paper.
I
You
love
know,
the Ohio State, Michigan. I love Florida State. I love the rivalry games. We had a couple last week, but yeah, it's so cool. Even Mississippi State. That used to be a Thursday night game a lot on ESPN.
yes,
I
I think
actually had to
they.
I
turn
think
down
you're.
tickets today for the battle for Paul Bunyan's ex. I had tickets offered to Gophers,
Ooh,
Wisconsin this Saturday, and had to turn it down. I've got
oh,
some family obligations. I couldn't go, but that game, even though
family?
both teams are trash this year, and it's
Still,
still a fun
that's
game to go to. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't make it work,
Right.
unfortunately. So that probably means the
Yeah.
Gophers will win and get the axe. So since I won't be
Well,
there.
yeah.
well,
Georgia
Brett,
still
let's.
has a chance to make the SEC championship game, but they would need, I think, either Texas to beat Texas A&M, which is possible, or Auburn to beat Alabama, which shouldn't be possible, but is
It's happened
sometimes.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I think maybe I don't know if Ole Miss has. I think it's basically those two. So if either one of those happens, Georgia can get in. Now I don't know if they'll want them in because right now they are in a spot where they might be able to get like this double bye where they don't have to play in the SEC title game,
Oh
but they
yeah,
still
yeah,
get a
yeah.
bye because they're
Oh,
top four,
yeah.
Now is that
which
good
is
or is
something. An example of why I was advocating against it last year, them not changing the rule. Um, even though my team could benefit from it this year, I still think is a really dumb rule. But uh, by that logic, you may not even want to get in to the SEC championship game
Hmm.
if you're
yeah,
a fan.
seriously.
So, but they're still kind of fun, to win that game at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's before we end, guys, let's talk about Brett's college pool, the first year of it. I'd like
Okay.
to just discuss, how that is going and kind of what's happening.
Well, we
Yeah,
started
it
with
kind
solo dominance. We might as well end with solo dominance on this pod.
of actually it
Well,
kind of ended up going as I envisioned, because in my head, so
so let's explain the pool real quick,
this
just in case we get any new
yeah,
listeners.
so this pool is every single week, every single Power Four clash is listed. It has to be Power Four versus Power Four. And you can pick any of those games you want, as many as you want, with the purpose of trying to build a streak. So basically, you're kind of trying to avoid the upset that other people are going to fall into and build this streak. So in my head, I'm thinking there's kind of two strategies. You could try to pick like maybe two or three teams every week you feel really good about, and over time build that up to 3 plus et cetera, like into the 20s, and build like a 20 something streak that way. Or you could kind of go for it and hit like 10 games in one weekend because you just feel really good about all those, a lot of favorites winning college, et cetera. And then kind of jump, especially going into the final weekend of the pool where if someone had a good lead and you were at zero, you could just try to get this 30 game parlay or something to win. Well, that's kind of what has happened is that this guy, a different Brett, um, was like undefeated for a while, but he would only pick like 3 or 4 games every week, and he built up this 23 game winning streak before his first loss.
Amazing.
And I assumed that was just going to stand all year. But then here comes Heath Solo with 3 weeks left in the season, hitting on, was it 15 or 16?
16. I hit 16 2 weeks ago in a row.
Went 16-0.
And I didn't
And then
realize. I thought I lost one of those
which
games.
was amazing, but still 7 behind the leader. And then
Yeah.
followed that up with a 9-0 weekend. So combined, he's on a 25 game win streak, surpassed the other dude who had been up there all year. And this coming into this final weekend, now everybody, I've talked to a few guys that are in the pool, they're picking all 34 games.
Yeah.
They're
You
just
have
going
to.
all
You
in.
have
Why
to.
wouldn't you? Yeah.
Now
Hoping to
the
go
strategy
34-0.
though, like for me, which is good, like I'll still have my 25 streak if I lose a game this week. So I
Right.
think I only picked maybe 7 or 8 games, thinking, okay, that's what I probably. Well, I was also thinking how because there's a second place is 22, right? So they would need if I didn't pick any, they would need to win four, have at least 4 wins, but get them all right. If so, they could only pick 4 games if they wanted to. So I'm kind of thinking, it's kind of like house money. So I'm going for it a little bit, not picking every game, but it'll be interesting to see if someone passes me. That is probably what's going to happen. I mean, I'm vying for the triple crown. I won the bowl pool one year, and then the college World Series. So I'm trying to get the college triple crown in Brett's pools. But it'll be
Right.
interesting to see, like, if there's that major upset, like everyone's gonna get screwed. Like, so
Yeah, because there's a lot of big favorites this weekend,
yeah.
but a lot of weird shit happens on rivalry weekend.
Mhm.
I got to
So
bank if people are picking 34, I got to bank they lose one out of 34. If
yeah,
everyone goes 34-0, then Vegas will be burned to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not picking 34 games. I
You're
think
picking
I picked
32.
27. But there's a Friday and a Saturday thing going on. So you have to, if you lose any game within the same day, you get no games that day added to your streak. But if they games on Friday and Saturday don't fall into that rule. So there's
Oh,
7
wait.
games
So the
Friday.
Friday games are more important then, aren't they?
Wait,
So
so
you
Friday games is its own day?
yes.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah, I
So you
think
could
that's
pick
one
on Friday and then pick on Saturday,
right.
or you're just trying to get
So
me to screw up.
so Friday, if you're at zero, Friday is kind of like a freebie. You might as well pick the Friday game even if you lose. You're not losing anything. So, but with Thanksgiving weekend, there's 7 games on Friday, I think, and then
Oh,
27 on Saturday.
I'm glad we brought it up because I had no idea that was the rule. Not that
So,
you didn't explain it in your email. I just assume wrong. And sometimes it
yeah.
works to my benefit. Oh, I got to rethink
So my
this.
my backup strategy is I pick 27 games total, I think, but if I lose any of my Friday games, then I'm going to go and pick every single of the 27
Right.
games Saturday, and then I'm still technically in it.
It'll be
Um,
interesting to
Ah.
see if someone will can overtake me. Now I'm worried about the 22 guy because he could pick 10 or 11, but it's hard. It's hard to pick. I mean, I've done
yeah.
it because I'm the greatest ever, but you can't. Whatever.
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
Goat solo.
I got to
Not Heath
enjoy it
solo
while it
anymore.
lasts because next year, yeah, I mean next week is gonna be like, hey Brett, so how did I lose again?
I'm
What
expecting
do
by
break it
how many
down?
games you say there was on Friday, or games are all day Friday too, aren't they? I'm guessing by 10 o'clock we get the text that says Brett's stupid pools.
Probably so.
Well, at least my streak is at 25, so I have hope.
Yeah.
That's still impressive. That's very
And
impressive.
there's
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I the Utah game, they were dead to rights in that game, and they came back and somehow won that game against Kansas State. That's what's allowed me to,
Yeah.
or I would have been stuck at 16.
Uh-huh.
So I got very lucky with the Utah game. But let me tell you something. I watched that second half like it was the Dallas Cowboys against the Steelers in Super Bowl 10. You know, I
Red
mean,
stupid pools.
Brett's
Yeah.
stupid pools that ruined my life. But hey, it'll be exciting.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think we should wrap it up there. Just want to say, remember, you can go to dvrpodcast.com, check out all the shows we're doing. We're covering Mayor of Kingstown right now, me, Ando, and Folo. We're doing what a great season. It's like the best season
It's
ever
been awesome.
with Mayor of
Amazing.
Kingstown. So if you haven't watched Mayor of
And
Kingstown,
the
check it
TV
out.
show's been good too.
Yeah, yeah, the TV show's been good too. And also, if you're in the mood for a holiday movie, the Star City Murders serial killer thriller, perfect for the holidays for the whole family. Go to Amazon Prime if you have a subscription, or you can watch it free on Tubi or not Tubi, Tubi. Um, and remember, go to patreon.com/DVR if you want to support the pod. Please do go there. You get exclusive pods, ad free, all the bells and whistles, and follow our Facebook group, Daily DVR, a film and TV podcast is the Facebook group. We got a lot of people in there. I haven't been there in a while. I know Grandpa James is the man in that. And um, I want to say Bash Royal. Is
Royal,
that his
yep.
name? Yeah,
Royal
I love
and
Royal.
yeah, there's a
There's
few
been a
people
few.
still posting a lot,
I
yeah.
haven't actually logged into Facebook in like a couple of weeks. So
Oh, good for
uh,
you.
yeah, I just kind of
That is a
I
good
need a
I
little
found
break.
my life is usually a lot more pleasant the more less I go on social media. Even though I
Yeah,
still go on it way too much. It's
I haven't. I've been on the Twitter a couple times and Instagram. I totally forgot I had an Instagram account and like stuff like that.
our
So
Facebook page though for our DVR group is actually one of the nicer places on Facebook. It's everybody's
it
nice in
is.
there.
People
There's
are
no
very
asshole.
considerate.
There's a no asshole policy in there. So
Yeah, and there's a rumor Ando might be working on some polls
oh, some new
brackets,
tournaments.
new
Yeah,
tournaments. I missed
there's
them.
been
I
some
told Ando
chatter.
I missed those. There's been some
Yes.
chatter. We're negotiating.
Yes.
Um, the
Nice.
Patreon money is flowing in, so we have to figure out what percentage to give to
A
Ando.
penny at a time.
Well,
Yes.
because Brett makes about 90% just to be on this pod, so
It's
there's not much to go around, but we'll figure something out.
his per appearance fee is not
Dude, it's
small.
outrageous, and the
Yeah.
Unlike
fact that
Stephen A. Smith.
he tricked us thinking he's
Yes.
on location, so we had to pay him more.
Yeah.
You know, anyway.
Yep.
So enjoy week 13, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a great Thanksgiving to you and yours. Be safe. Enjoy family because you never know when you're not going to be with them. And it's just do the best you can to be with your family. My family's back east. We're not going this year just because with the plane situations and the government shut a lot of and the weather. It's just too bad. I'm gonna miss them. But you know what? You're my family too, and I wish you guys a great
Yes. Happy
Thanksgiving to you and
Thanksgiving to you guys
yours.
and Axel
Yeah,
as well. And everyone
and
listening,
Axel.
happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy
Happy
Thanksgiving, and
Thanksgiving.
really, and try to just be nice to someone, random person. Just smile, wave. It's always nice. Instead of being mad all the time.
Wave and
Because
say Solo sends his regards. That's all you
even
need to
at the
do.
post office today, I was nice to people. I was
Oh,
nice to people.
Oh,
good job, Solo.
I was very nice. I wasn't,
Spreading some holiday cheer.
yeah, I wasn't complaining inside my head of how idiots go to the post office like they've never gone there before. And oh, I got to fill out an address to send this. I thought you just magically knew the address. Oh, I got to write this on the envelope? An envelope? Wait, I need an envelope to send that? Anyway, none of that
We still need to
negativity.
do the Patreon postal special edition of
Yes, we
Solo
do.
with
We do. We
you
do.
just talking
We
about your postal experiences.
We will. Someday. Maybe that's a not in Portland next year. That
Oh,
might
I
be a
like
good
it.
live, different
Yes.
pod to just BS about and go off.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I could do my Richard Grieco
That is a
impersonations.
fantastic idea. I'm going to write that down when we get off
All
here
right.
so we
Please write
remember
that
it.
down because I'm going to forget. Yeah.
Yes, I
Thank
will
you.
too if I don't.
Yeah. All right. All right, gents. Thanks again. And Axel, stay safe with the family. We missed you this week, but we'll be back full force next week to talk about week 13 and make our picks for week 14. Enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll see you next time around the couch.
welcome to Easy Street.